Check. There we go. Check. All right. Sorry, I've just got a new overlay, and I think it's pretty cool. I'm still kind of getting all the kinks out of it. How's everyone going? My name is Brad, and this is my channel Dungeons and Drinking, and I have had a book in my head for quite a while now, and I'm forcing myself to actually write it. A little bit at a time. Come on, Tess. That's not yours. Okay. Yeah, I love how Taz sits on my lap while I'm getting ready, nice and comfortable. Laid there for about 15-20 minutes, and he was doing great. And then he decides to, now that I'm actually streaming, I think it's time to get up and start walking around, and I accidentally turn off my music. Hey, what's going on, Bach? How you doing today, buddy? I'm still getting everything all set up. I always think that I'm set up, and then I get ready to go, and I realize I'm not. So how's your day going, buddy? I'm doing okay. Let me get my music started again. History. There we go. I'm doing okay. I had a day off today. Did some errands and some running around and stuff, and so now I'm kind of chilling. Still getting over my cold. It goes in and out of my nose, and I hate it. But we're doing okay. So how's your day going? You ready for the weekend? I hope. Big, it is New Year's, isn't it? So, you got any plans for New Year's? Yeah, I hear you. Let's see, where is it? Well, that's not going to work. See, if I was a responsible, good streamer, I'd have all this done. Close enough for Jazz? Yep. Close enough for Jazz. Okay, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. I know, I got this started and wasn't ready at all, so I will be right back. And we're back. Okay. Let's get this up. There we go. Okay, let's see. Wasteland, what's going on, buddy? And Jay, thanks for stopping by, guys. Writing a book, well, yeah, I've had this, it's a fantasy-based novel, story. I don't know how many books it's going to be, but it's just a storyline I've had in my head for a while. And I'm kind of forcing myself to write it, because it's been bugging me to get it on the paper. And we'll see. And I have my cat on my lap because he wants to be in the center of attention. Where's my... There we go. This is kind of like I'm starting, because I'm definitely not a writer. I'm starting out with a kind of like, I guess, like an outline, so to speak, and then we'll go into my favorite part, which is dialogue, and I'm horrible at writing those. So, but right now we're just kind of getting in, kind of going over, I guess you could say, I'm writing the, what they do in movies, like the pictures on the wall. Storyboarding. There you go. So, let's just see. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. And we'll go along, but I'm just gonna do my thing here. But to go over what I came up with last time, right now we're following one of the main characters, which is Morgana. She is actually being used by the big bad evil guy to get what he wants. She doesn't realize it yet, and she's going to be an evil character. So she's definitely not, she's not going to be a good guy. She's going to be the big bad evil guy minion, I guess you could say. And she is naturally adept to magic, naturally adept to bad black magic. Which has a lot to do with, I guess if you want to go D&D character, it's probably a death cleric or a grave cleric. I don't want to necessarily say necromancing, but her skills come from life force control, I guess you could say. And so she gets talked to by the main bad character, which is Grursenties, which I have her nickname for him is going to be Master Black, because he is in prison. The only way he can talk to her is through like dreams and whispers and things. No, you can't go up there, buddy. You can't go up there. Do you want to go up there and I'll move my keyboard down? You want to do that? Yes. And so Master Black talks to her, and kind of gets her to learn her powers. And he uses his influence to accelerate her growth, her power growth. And let's see. Yeah, her dad's an asshole. Mom is kind of not really in the picture, I guess. I don't know. What did I say? She works. Yeah, she works. She grew up on a farm, and so life is hard. And thanks, Taz. And so her dad has to be strict. You kind of have to be strict when you're living on the frontier and on trying to make it on a farm. And she's always been kind of a loner. She gets bullied. It gets a little bit out of hand. Morgana uses her abilities for the first time against someone, ends up killing him. And she has to be publicly abused or lashed, flogged. And her dad does it because he's on the council, and he's so strictly by the book that he doesn't, he feels like he has to. It's his duty. Things get really out of control, and that's when she basically kills everyone. She panics. Grursenties I think now we're going to get into more of a relationship between her and Grursenties, as she has to find a way now because she's on her own, and she's like an early teenager, like 13, 14. So trying to find your way in a medieval setting, and you're a 13 or 14-year-old girl, it's not going to go well. So let's go ahead and see if we can get into... I'll tell you a thing I should do, which probably will help immensely, is I need to actually create a world, like an actual map of the world. But that's for another time. So... Hi, Tess. Let's say what would she do after all that shit would happen? Killed everyone. Oh. I wonder if she'd take her brother. I bet you she'd try to take her brother. Yeah. We'll go with that route. And I will try and probably use her brother as that's the last piece of humanity that's going to keep her sane, and then at some point she's going to lose her brother, and then she's going to go to shit. I'd say probably for the first couple cities or towns, they're probably able to make it not too, it's not too hard. Because I would say genuinely in smaller towns, people are more dependent on each other, and so bad people aren't as prevalent. There's more of a tight-knit community, and they're more willing to help out each other. And so they probably do all right. But when they start getting into bigger towns, bigger cities, that's when they're going to start getting into some bad stuff. They're going to need a reason to keep running, though. Why would they keep... I mean... some kind of authority is going to have to find out about what happened. Probably like a crime scene investigator or police or magistrate, whatever we're going to have to call it. So they would have to find out. So they could be running from them. And also Grursenties is going to tell her where to go also. Yeah, they're... okay. Taz, you're killing me, buddy. Come on. Because I'm thinking... I'm gonna do the old cliche, the government finds out, or someone knows, or sensed her power as well. And in my world, the central government is not very well liked. Well, that's not true. That's not very well liked by some. Like to the masses, people like the government. People like, you know, what they're doing. They're happy and content to do with whatever they have. But there is a different side to the government where it's almost like a fascist dictatorship, where it's basically like the CIA. They do shady shit that, you know, that no one ever knows about. Not saying the CIA, whatever. You know what I mean. But yeah. So someone from there is gonna show up. How did they get there? Don't know. Why are they there? I don't know either. How'd they find out? Somehow they sensed her power when it went off. Maybe there's a one of the. Oh, I know. There is an order of clerics that watch over that are kind of guardians of the knowledge about Grursenties. And the reason why I chose clerics is because there's so many specific domains. There's the death domain, and this is kind of D&D based. Probably should have thrown that out there. And so there's, you know, Tempest, War, Life, Light, all those things. And I'm going to say that, and there's a tower you can't get into, they can't leave, and they live a solitary life there, and all they do is protect a seal that basically holds back Grursenties. And one of them senses that power in meditation and alerts the rest of them. Like, hey, I just sensed his power. And how does he sense it? Visions, meditation, I would say meditation, but no visual. She hears audio, or he or she hears audio, doesn't see anything. Senses it, definitely feels the power. Do we want them involved in government, though? Could be two people looking for her. Why don't we do that? Have two people looking for her. Have this guy from the cleric's tower looking for her, and the government. The government's going to get a head start because they're going to get there first. And then, yeah, that's how we'll tie it in. And then the good guys, because he gets there late, is going to go searching for the heroes that I have in mind. Yeah. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. Local marshals and deputies try to figure out what the hell happened here. They are surprised. Who's that guy from Taz? Why do you always lay on my mouse? You have this whole other area you can lay on. Why do you want to lay on my mouse? Who is that guy from Serenity? The Operative. Yeah. God, he was good. Maybe not German SS. Now, do I want... I'm kind of playing over the image in my head of how, like, this guy shows up. Would he have everyone killed? I don't think so. Because, I mean, I'm all about cliches if they work. But if they really were that good of a spy, I already have stuff drawn. You don't want attention drawn to yourself. You don't want to have to kill people and have to cover it up and shit. Just maybe he does a spell, gets him to forget. Could do that. Could do that. Do that. He's going to keep doing this and it's going to drive me nuts, and I'm actually on a roll here. So I'm going to go move the kitty. Be right back. Alright, and we're back. Okay. I'm horrible with names. That's why I went with Jim Bob. Plus, like I said, I'm mainly doing the storyboard right now. Okay. Alright, so Morgana heads to her farmhouse to get her brother. Together they head west to hide and survive. First couple times things go alright. Well enough for them to get by. Okay. Morgana and Thornton find their find work where they can to survive, make money. They can't ever settle down. They have to stay on the run far enough until they're far enough away from home. No one's looking for them. Grursenties has warned Morgana that they have to stay on the move as well. Bad people are after them. That's a good question. I don't really have it posted. Let me see if I can do... I'm mainly doing, kind of like storyboarding. I'm not really actually writing because, like I just started doing this. Let's see if I can... I'm trying to see if I can do 2 pages on the same sheet, you know what I mean? Nope, not that one. Yeah, I'm just kind of starting, so it's like there's 2 pages. That's what I have written so far. Most of it's in my head. But that's why I want to kind of get it to see if I can do 2 full screen. Yeah, I don't know. Best I can say is hit pause here and read, and then yeah, catch up. But yeah, it's basic storyboarding. You're welcome to ask questions if you have any questions, though. Okay. Proud about how quickly she's getting better, but yeah, her brother doesn't like it. Makes okay. Back at their hometown, yeah, the local marshals and deputies are trying to figure out what the hell happened. As they are picking up the pieces, a few weeks into their investigation, they're surprised by an investigator from Capitol. When an investigator from Capitol arrives with a full escort of Capitol sentries. Capitol sentries are very, very, they're the top tippity top. It'd be like a guy from FBI showing up and he has SEAL Team 6 with him. Yeah, this man is very cold and calculating. Think of the operative from the Serenity movie. The operative moves with perfect precision, very little time for bullshit. He is all business, and he knows when he's been dispatched with something, it is life and death. Oh, that's why. Stakes are always at the very highest for him. Meanwhile, back in Old Man wakes from his meditation with a scare. He felt Morgana's power as well as, and he knows that it can. the voice, but nothing else. A shadow of Grursenties blocked his vision. And they all decide that this girl must be found. I wonder if there would be skepticism. If there would be skepticism, because this would probably be the first sign of Grursenties probably in age. So, 1,000 years or so? 2,000 years? I would say there's probably some skepticism, but I don't know. Think about that part later. Yeah, and they're all... I should talk about the tower that I have in mind. It is a tower in the middle of a forest that you cannot find. You have to be brought to it, I guess you could say. And it has no doors, no windows, no visible way of getting in or out. Obviously there is a way. But inside of the tower, it is basically, the tower is a seal. And shit, do I want to have them on the island? No, I'm not gonna have them on the island. So, yeah. There is the tower. It is a seal. They need 12 of them there to maintain the seal. 11 of them can hold on to it, but it is basically however long they can concentrate on the spell is how long this seal will last. So, probably... couple months. What's going on, Black? How's it going, buddy? Thanks for the raid. Anyway, just wrapping up today's here. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Here's a drink of root beer for you. I'm just kind of doing some brainstorming on my book. That's all. Don't worry about it, buddy. I appreciate the raid and I appreciate the settlement, buddy. Next time, if I see you, on, I'll definitely give you one. So, thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. So, yeah, and then a lot that I have planned for that place, so we'll just leave it at where it's at right now. Quite really with tower, yeah, as long as energy pops itself to find Thanks for the subscription, buddy. 4 months. Oh, you're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. I thank you. It's that does mean a lot, so. Okay. Well, puts a smile on my face. Okay. Okay. So, I think this is one we'll introduce. I gotta shut everything down, but as soon as I get in the car, I'll look. Thank you, sir. Drive safe. Drive safe. As we all should. So now I'll introduce one of the main characters. Get to sleep in a car for 4 days. Well, do the best you can. I've had to sleep in some not optimal places to sleep in my life, so I get you, buddy. Hope you're able to get. I hope it's worth it. I've not been a part of the Starbucks experience, so I don't like coffee, so I don't know. Not for me. Streaming out of Starbucks for 4 days. Oh, well, do what you gotta do sometimes. I have a feeling in probably about 2 or 3 months I'm gonna be doing some hoop jumping myself. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta adapt and overcome and do what you gotta do sometimes. If you want to, you are more than welcome to. I'll happily. Yeah, I have not heard, but I think. Well, I mean, you told me about that one time you. Yeah, I think you got a strike or something. You told me about that. I don't know if you told me about if there's anything recent. Western movie setting. More fantasy. It's Oh, okay. Cool. See you later, buddy. Drive safe. So yeah, this town is basically it's a town in the middle of nowhere. It is basically the last town before you head off basically into the wild. And this is where one of the main characters we will find. He is a broken man. He is mid-40s, I guess you could say. He's seen some shit, and all he basically wants to do is be left alone. That's why he moved all the way out here by himself. He is very well respected in the town. No one really knows anything about his past, and they're okay with that. This is the kind of town that is for new beginnings and for people to come out and live the way you want to live, as long as you don't screw, if you don't mess with anyone else, if you abide by the law, basically. And he's lived out here for years and years, probably, say, decade. He's a blacksmith, and he helps out wherever he can. He tends to keep to himself. Comes out every once in a while for social things, but he really doesn't interact that much with social functions. And there is a big difference about him is that he is actually he has been anthropomorphized to be a kind of human horse. He's a big dude. And kind of like a gentle giant. And he moved out here just to kind of just get away from, because he used to, back in the day, he was a sentry, Capitol Sentry Guard. And he's seen some shit, and he's just like, I'm all done. I don't want to go. And obviously he gets pulled back into it eventually, but that's where we're gonna go. But as far as here for chapter 3, town just, it's rough around the edges. Lawlessness is common, but the marshal here is very strict with the law, and also people out here aren't as soft. They a lot of backbone in this town, and people don't put up with a lot of shit. It's honor and respect are held very high in society here. And yeah, So, yeah, on the edge of the frontier. This book is going to be about basically stopping the end of the world. There is a very bad dragon that is imprisoned. There is a girl that unknowingly, at first, is on a mission to release him, and there are going to be good and bad characters that are going to help her, and there are going to be good characters that are trying to stop her and stop the release of the bad dragon. It's going to follow a lot of people. It's the first 2 chapters are following Morgana, which she is the girl that everyone's going to be after. But it's also going to follow a band of heroes. And some shady characters from the government, I guess you could say. So there's gonna be, I'm guessing, six or 7 main characters, kind of in and out. Right now I'm just kind of storyboarding, because I'm horrible at writing dialogue. I have most of it done in my head. It is actually getting it down on paper is the hard part. Like I know what, like I can see it happening in my head. It is just writing it down on paper is a lot harder. But how far am I? This is the 2nd day I've been doing this, so as you can see, chapter 3. I'm expecting it to be, I would like it to be 3 books by the end of it. So, and I'm forcing myself, by putting it on Twitch, I am forcing myself to do it. So, we are doing it. But thanks for stopping by, buddy. If you have any questions, please ask. I will happily make an answer for it if I don't have one already. What inspired this? What inspired this? I don't know what inspired this. I think what inspired it was I was thinking of trying to think of a campaign for Dungeons and Dragons. I was going through the list of bad characters, and one of them was a Dracolich, and I was like, I can do something with that. And like, what would create a Dracolich? And in my mind, what created this Dracolich was it became obsessed with living forever, because I know that dragons do live for a very long time, but eventually they do die. This guy wanted to basically be immortal, wanted to live forever, and in his search to live forever, that is when he became a Dracolich. He went into the abyssal realm, went insane, came back to the material plane, basically started killing everything. A group of dragons, there's 6 that I do have written down. There's like 6 of them end up fighting Grursenties. Can't kill them, can only imprison them. So the last platinum dragon, Valerian, sacrificed herself. I have the notes somewhere. Sacrificed herself and imprisoned Grursenties, and that was the end of that age. And it turned out that even though Grursenties was imprisoned, he could still manipulate people through like whispering, through like he could whisper in the back of your mind to make people do things. Really? I've written a couple. The way I'm an improv guy when it comes to DMing, because I use milestones, I guess you could say, of what I want my party to do when I DM. I want them to get to this. I want them to find this thing. I want them to get to this point. I want this thing to happen. Because if you played enough Dungeons and Dragons, you know that the party's never going to do what you want them to do. Very rarely, unless you railroad them that they can own. That's the only thing they can do, and I hate railroading my characters. So I've learned my D&D style is that I want certain things to happen, and however they get there is how they get there. I'm more worried about plot progression, story progression, and so when they get to a certain spot, I make things happen that I want them to happen, and that gives them story hooks to go in the direction, hopefully, where I want them to go. If they don't, then I just rename shit, and we do the same thing over here instead of going over here. So, yeah. I will actually, in my rewards, which I probably should have changed because I have all my sounds and shit on there, be my DM for 10,000 points. I will create and run a one-shot D&D campaign for you, running from 2 to 3 to 4 hours. I will give you some options as sort of like plot hooks. I actually had one guy do it. We are still, believe it or not, it's hard to get everyone scheduled to schedule together. But I'll tell you the plot hook that he picked. Okay, so I gave him, these are the options that I gave him. So there was a city setting of a trio of grave robbers is searching for a treasure from the tombs of the rich. The players must stop these fools before they accidentally unleash a greater evil that has been bound within a massive family tomb. The forest setting, which is the one that they picked, he picked, is a forlorn human is standing guard over a crystal coffin in the middle of the woods and begs for help to free their loved one from an evil spell. And that's the one they picked, and I'm looking forward to them doing that one. That's going to be fun. There's a cavern setting. A cavern is filled with a giant. Let's start over. A cavern is filled with giant, colorful, glowing mushrooms, red, blue, yellow, and purple. Each cluster is tall enough for the players to stand underneath. At the far end of the room, 4 beacons randomly light up, filling the room with painful light effects. Red causes the players to burn, blue causes freezing, yellow electrifies, and purple poisons. Standing under each correct mushroom color will protect against these effects. And, yeah, I could have fun with that one too. Mountain setting, a large sleigh pulled by a team of 6 white wolves speeds impossibly down the side of a mountain towards the players. A small whirlwind of snow forms behind the sleigh as Celerva, the Snow Witch, drives her tam of wolves. She brings the sleigh to halt, greets the players with a big smile. She wants to know what treasures they have brought her. So, yeah. And I have so many. I have like 4 or 5 books as kind of plot hooks and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. a second, buddy. Are you going to do any viewer improv into your book, like channel points to some sort of play? Yeah, I actually, I think probably when I get into actually writing the book instead of like storyboarding, absolutely. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And from what I heard, you know, because it's getting dark. And I would read a lot of YouTube books or read a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of people are saying now is like the best way to get your book published is to get it funded yourself. And that's also another reason why I'm kind of streaming these, so hopefully I can get some sort of following behind it and get it done that way instead of going to like a publisher or something. So that's the goal. That's the goal. So we'll go back to the story. Okay. I wonder if there are any channels that do live streaming book readings instead of watch parties. It's a listen party. Perhaps getting involved in that could boost interest. That would be interesting. Huh. Huh. That could be cool. I'll check it out. Thank you for the suggestion. It's probably not even a fucking word. Oh, I appreciate the help. I love help. I never understood why people get their egos in the way. It's like, I'm trying to help. Okay, I'll take it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's appreciate the effort. um, trying to think of a funny number. Chapter 23, sure. Yeah. Party makes it through, and then all of a sudden there's these whole bunch of monkeys sitting on towers, and they are all of arrows and slingshots and shooting magical lightnings and stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be an interesting dungeon. Kind of based on like a tower defense dungeon. Like there is a way to go, and there are these monkeys that are on there. That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting dungeon. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of storyboarding from beginning to end. And then we will obviously expand and expand and expand and expand, and then we'll break it up into books then. So my goal is 3 books. If we get, it may just be 1 book, I don't know. You if you stay with me long enough through this, you will see that dialogue is not my forte. I just kind of want, like, if I knew someone that actually was good at writing, I'd be like, hey, here's my idea. Can you write it? That would be great. Because that's the reason why I haven't written this down, because I've tried many times, and I get so discouraged because it's just horrible. It's horrible. So I'm trying this method first, which is just write it. Doesn't matter what form it's in, just write it, and then revision until you get to where you want it to be. So, yep. Okay. Yeah, it's you can't stop after your first book. Yeah, they usually want you to do more. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I've always been a creative person. I'm sure I can come up with stuff, but we'll get one step at a time. do have that. Yeah, I do have Nightbots, and I know you can do quotes and things on there. I just never figure out how to do that. I should do that. Okay, so it's thank you for the lurk, sir. Okay, I have to take a potty break. I'll be right back. Yeah, we're back. I wonder how... Gotta think of a way, because there's no way to see it. We'll find a way. Well, I'm trying to think. So we changed scenes to a small village, kind of like a Midwest American setting, Western movie style. Cowboys and stuff. Definitely more fantasy based. This town is on the edge of civilization. It's a frontier town. Lawlessness is commonplace in this part of the world. But Dean Marshall keeps things under check here pretty well. He's an honorable man, takes pride in the safety of his town. He knows that he can't change the world, but at least he can keep it safe here. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I think that's where I'm gonna end it for tonight. I think we've done two. Well, no, let's finish this one. Taz was stealing his brother's food. Yep. That's all I got. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna try and do this at least every other week. At the very least, if not, I might start doing like an hour or two every Thursday. We'll see. So either Thursday or Friday. Keep an eye out. I will update my schedule with the ones that I have, and if you follow me on Twitter at DN Drinking, so DN Drinking. I got a link in my about. Go ahead and follow that, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So, hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you guys for stopping by, and may luck be with you.